What's up, everybody? This is Anthony.
Matt.
And today, we're finally going to give you an honest guy's review, not an overview, an actual review, of the Wolverine Bolt.
2 years later.
Alright, so here's the deal, guys. Lately, there's been a lot of HPA stuff coming out. Now,
A lot.
Jesus.
If you're stressed, we're more stressed about
Because
it.
I have to try to be honest with you and sell you the best stuff, and that kind of sucks. But what we do with our reviews is we take nice, long reviews, and we stretch them out, and then we get to beat the crap out of everything. So what I have before you is a Wolverine Bolt. This is a pre-production Wolverine Bolt.
Correct.
This is one that is, not what you can buy. This has old parts in it. This has stuff that isn't even into spec compared to the new ones. But it's good. So what we decided to do is after about a year and a half now of just destroying this thing, we decided we're going to talk about it. So what we have, like I said, is a Wolverine Bolt. It's installed in a Tokyo Marui VSR-10. It has stock Tokyo Marui hop-up in it, stock Tokyo Marui barrel in it, stock Tokyo Marui bucking in it.
Yep.
It is literally stock. And I'm going to be honest with you, this gun, with just the bolt in it, is by far one of the most accurate shop-built test guns that we have ever had. What you get inside your Wolverine Bolt is you get a whole plethora of nozzles and parts, but there's a couple things you really want to remember. It's an electro-pneumatic system, unlike the Mancraft S-Stick. So this does have a solenoid, and it requires a battery. It does have a micro switch.
No FCU, though.
No FCU. So literally, it has a special 3-stage solenoid on it that's different from all of the other HPA systems instead of a 2-stage one. And this is it. That's the only thing that draws battery, is when you pull the trigger. Otherwise, you can leave the battery plugged in for months. We have had the battery left in this thing, I think, at one point for 6 or 7 months.
Yes.
And then we took it out because we were afraid we were going to ruin the battery. And then
honestly, I think the gun got tore down because I think we were trying to figure out where all the TM pixie dust was hiding. Because it normally, when you mess with a TM, something a little bit of the dust goes away. And if this thing, believe me, had been on the chopping table multiple times because we've tried to install different barrels, hop-ups. We've done the fitting for the airline has been in 6 different spots on the grip, out of the stock, all sorts of things. So this rifle has seen much better days, but its outward appearances are pretty accurate to what it's been through, but not to how it performs. It has stood up to the crap that we can throw at it. I mean, refer to Tippmann video. Not nice on things, so this didn't get any special treatment, and it really has been blowing us away ever since. And that's, again, still the test model that Rich so kindly gave to us at Blind Fury 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
a year and a half ago.
Before that thing even started coming out, he just came up to us and handed this thing. We're like, what's this? How do you install it?
He sent us to a secret link on YouTube.
Yeah, he sent us to an unlisted video to install it. We had the thing in maybe 2 weeks later, and we've been rocking it at Open Plays, Ballahack, NatOps.
Still got Ballahack tape on it. Even.
Oh, yeah.
Still got Ballahack tape on it. So here's the deal. It has a couple things going on to it. First of all, when you go to install it, you're going to have to modify your trigger board, or not your trigger board, but your actual trigger box for your sniper rifle. It comes with a drill bit in order for you to do it, so that you can mount the switch, this guy right here, to the box for the trigger. Okay, you're going to have to do that. If you use the Marui cylinder that comes in, like this one right here, the Marui cylinder, instead of the upgrade cylinder that comes in the complete kit, you're going to have to modify the cylinder for the Marui. You have to drill some stuff out to make it fit.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're going to have to drill a hole somewhere or do something for your air system. This guy right here is an external air routing. As you can see, we've messed this up a bunch. This
sort of made a grip connect that's been broken over the years.
This guy right here is actually a Wraith CO2 system in the stock. Because, whatever. So it works great with the Wraith. It works really well on the high pressure regulator from Wolverine, because that's what the high pressure regulator was built for, was for this. So you could really get your joules up and your FPS up, so you can hit those sniper limits with heavyweight ammo. This thing shoots incredible with 4s. Incredible. Incredible.
And almost, depending what field or event you're at, like, if they have BB weight restrictions, like 4s kind of seem like the minimum you want to run in this thing, honestly, to get the full potential out of it.
So it's got inside the cylinder, inside the unit right here, this guy, you're going to have your nozzle. The fitting's going to be attached to the bottom, which is right here. And then you have your air saver. Your air saver is like a spring system that sits inside the system and kind of helps it not use all of the stored potential air inside the system in order to make it fire, so you don't waste a lot of air per cycle.
Correct.
It's actually really cool. It saves a lot of efficiency on it. Like with the Bolt and the Wraith system together, you can get about 150 to 200 rounds out of one CO2, even at that huge uptake of pressure compared to like a regular HPA system. You still get like 150 to 200 rounds out of it, which is incredible. This thing has been great.
Yeah, now it is by far not one of the most efficient systems. Like, we can't lay that claim to it. But what you get in return, especially if you're using the proper ammo with this thing, is that you are firing one shot for every, HPA M4 user's 10 or 15 shots. Because this thing will cut through brush with 4s. Once you get the hop and your optics dialed in, you can almost point shoot this thing to like 150 feet, no
200
problem.
feet, easy.
Yeah, like a non-windy day, you can float these things. So
I was getting confirmed hits at Balahack out to plus 300 feet with this. I actually
to the point where like by the time the BB had reached maximum potential, it was hitting with like barely any effect, where like refs had to
stand there and point at dudes that I shot at, and I would give them a thumbs up that I shot that guy, and then they'd call them out for me. So this thing will shoot well. I have nothing but good things to say about it. If you are into bolt action sniping and you want to do an HPA system, this is what I'm going to tell you to get. I'm not going to say that the spring sniper rifles that are out there or some of the gas sniper rifles that are out there are not good, but what I am going to say is that this thing is good. It's so quiet, too. Oh, my God.
I don't want to lay the claim that it's a different animal, but it is breaching on something just that hasn't really been out there too much. And like you just stated, like with the stock can that comes with the TM VSR-10, you can shoot this thing within like 5 feet of someone and they may not hear it on like a standard day. Like this thing was used to very sneaky missions and ways and things at Balahack for Revelations. You can get away with some dirty stuff with it. You almost have to be careful with it because you might sneak up on people too hard.
It shortens the throw of the bolt.
Yes.
There's no resistance to it, just like a real rifle. You just slide it in, slide it out.
Which
super quiet.
Actually interesting because, as you just, like you said, the bolt, you literally only need enough for the BB, for the bolt to come back out of the chamber, enough for the next round to feed in.
Yep, that's it.
So even if you are like...
That's the loudest noise, actually, is when you're...
Yes.
Is when you're doing
the loudest noise is actually chambering the next round.
That's the loudest noise.
Yes.
It's so funny. You know what, honestly, like, if I were to give this a review compared to... This is my favorite bolt action setup I have ever used. Like, bar none. Honestly, like, this is like my favorite one. This smokes the rest of the ones I've ever used. Now, I've only ever used this one right here. This guy, we just have never taken out because we've never need to. And it's the newer style bolt system with with a newer TM VSR-10 and the Wraith. And to be honest with you, this one shoots great in and of itself. And I'm sure that one actually works even better, even though we've just never had the heart to beat up on it like this one.
Yeah, as Rich from Wolverine usually does, he's constantly upgrading his products. So this, as a production one, has parts and doohickeys and all sorts of nonsense thrown in it to make it a slightly more efficient system. So it is still, you can't lay a claim to it being an extremely efficient system, but, if you're doing the sniper or DMR role properly, one bottle is more than enough to get you through an entire day of play.
One 1300 tank is more than enough.
Yes. I mean, last time I ran it was, again, at Balahack. I think I did 6 entire mags of this thing. And
at Rev, one day I did 6 mags. So they're about 20-something round mags, so I fired about 150 rounds, give or take. I forget how many rounds they hold. And I no crap got like 70 kills with it.
Yeah, my hit rate was probably at least.
Extraordinary. For airsoft, I've never had a gun
Yeah.
hit that often before.
And since
And it range so far.
I was a little more excited, so I was spamming a little harder, but I was still like on the low end. I think my hit rate was probably at least like 40 to 50%.
Yeah, it's absurd. So what would you say? Would you thumb this up? Would you thumb this down? Would you be mad about it? Well, I guess this is our review. Let's do it. Let's do it, fam.
I would definitely throw a 9.25 at this. We're gonna go into quarters. About the only, I don't even want to call it a gripe, about the only thing that I think a lot of people, once they get to use this or once they use it right off the bat, is that the only thing lacking is just a little bit on the analog side. You know, if you're losing the spring, you're obviously not going to have any recoil because this is not firing explosive cartridges like a real bolt action or any rifle for that matter. But I think that allows a lot of people who really want to go for the airsoft sniper mentality or gameplay, what have you, that this is something that can really up your levels in that because it is so quiet and really easy and user-friendly once it's installed. I mean, I'm no genius with bolt actions. They installed this thing and handed it to me. I'm like, okay, and it worked. And you get the shots that you want to get out of it. So
yeah, I mean, that's it. Thumbs up, man.
I like it if you want it.
I'm not going to do things on like a number scale or anything like that. Basically, like, I'm just going to say whether you should go buy it, whether it's kind of meh, or you should avoid it. And I think you should just go, I think you should at least try this thing, man. I think you should go try it if you're into bolt action sniping and stuff like that. You should at least try this out. It does have its disadvantages by needing some type of air system, CO2, tank, whatever you got to do, because it is an HPA gun. It's not a spring. It's not completely self-contained all the time. But if you're into using this kind of like rifle and going and doing that kind of stuff, I think it's a worthwhile thing to check out. I think it's potentially for most of you an exciting even buy. I think you would enjoy it. Yeah, I like it, man. Thumbs up. So thanks for stopping by. Check out all of our stuff down below, all our links and all that. Subscribe if you're not. Check out all our other social media. So this has been Anthony.
Matt.
Deuces, dudes. We'll catch you on the flip.
Peace.